Right now, as you're watching this video, your liver is working. It's filtering your blood, processing every meal you ate today, breaking down hormones, and protecting your body from toxins. It's been doing this silently, every single second, for over 50 years. And most people have no idea their liver is in serious trouble, until it's too late. Welcome back to Senior Nutrition Secrets. My name is Hostname, and today we're going to talk about something that affects more than 100 million Americans over the age of 50, liver dysfunction. Not liver disease, not liver failure, liver dysfunction. The slow, quiet breakdown that happens long before any doctor finds it on a test. The kind your body has been warning you about through signs you've probably been ignoring for months, maybe even years. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 warning signs your liver is crying for help. The ones that show up specifically after the age of 50. And I promise you, at least 2 or 3 of these are going to stop you cold, because they're things you've probably already noticed about your own body and dismissed as just getting older. But here's what I need you to understand from the very start. These signs are not just about getting older. They are your liver's way of waving a red flag. And the beautiful thing is, the liver is one of the most resilient organs in the human body. It can repair itself. It can regenerate. But only if you catch the warning signs early enough and take action. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've spoken with hundreds of people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who came to me with fatigue, weight they couldn't lose, skin problems, and brain fog, and they'd been told by their doctors that everything was normal. Their basic labs were fine. Their blood pressure was okay. But their liver, their silent workhorse, was struggling. Pause ones, and no one was talking to them about it. That changes today. Stay with me through this entire video. I'm going to cover all 5 warning signs in detail, explain exactly what's happening inside your body when you experience each one. And at the end, I'll share a simple, evidence-based 7-day plan that can begin to turn things around. This isn't about extreme cleanses or expensive supplements. This is real, practical information that your body has been waiting for. 1 in 3 adults have some form of fatty liver. 80% show no symptoms in early stages. 50 plus age when liver vulnerabilities sharply increase. Let's start by understanding why the liver becomes so vulnerable after 50. Because if you understand the why, everything else in this video is going to make perfect sense. Why the liver matters more after 50 than ever before. Your liver is roughly the size of a football, weighing around 3 pounds. It sits in the upper right side of your abdomen, tucked under your rib cage, and most of the time you'll never feel it unless something is seriously wrong. It is the largest internal organ in the body and performs over 500 distinct biological functions every single day. It detoxifies your blood, removing alcohol, medications, environmental chemicals, and metabolic waste. It produces bile, which your digestive system needs to break down fats. It regulates blood sugar by storing and releasing glucose. It synthesizes proteins that your blood needs for clotting. It activates certain vitamins, including vitamin D. It controls cholesterol. It even plays a role in immune function. Now here's where age becomes the critical factor. After the age of 50, several things happen to the liver simultaneously. The liver's blood flow decreases by as much as 35 to 40%. The liver cells, called hepatocytes, begin to accumulate fat more easily, especially in people who carry extra weight around the abdomen. Enzyme activity slows down, which means the liver takes longer to process medications and toxins. And the liver's regenerative capacity, while still present, becomes significantly reduced compared to younger years. At the same time, the hormonal changes of menopause and andropause, the decline in estrogen and testosterone, directly impact how the liver metabolizes fat. This is why so many people notice that their body composition changes dramatically after 50. The fat distribution shifts. The belly gets softer. Energy drops. And the liver is caught right in the middle of this perfect storm. Add to this the cumulative burden of a lifetime of exposures, decades of processed foods, alcohol, prescription medications, environmental toxins, chronic low-level stress, and you start to understand why the liver after 50 is working harder than it ever has, with fewer resources to do the job. The medical community has a name for the most common result of this process: non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. And according to the American Liver Foundation, this condition now affects approximately 1 in 3 adults in the United States. You do not need to drink alcohol to develop it. You do not need to be obese to develop it. You simply need to be over 50, dealing with a modern diet and a modern lifestyle, and your odds of having some degree of fatty liver disease are already significant. What makes this particularly dangerous is that NAFLD and early liver dysfunction are almost entirely silent. There is no pain in the early stages. The liver has no pain receptors on its surface. And because the symptoms it does produce, fatigue, weight gain, skin changes, digestive issues, brain fog, are so easily attributed to normal aging, most people live with a compromised liver for years without ever connecting the dots. Until today. Because now we're going to walk through each warning sign, one by one, and I'm going to explain exactly why it's happening inside your body when your liver is struggling. Let's go to warning sign number 1. Warning signs number 1 and number 2. Fatigue warning sign number 1. You are exhausted, and sleep is not fixing it. Warning sign number 1. You are exhausted, and sleep is not fixing it. This is perhaps the most universal complaint I hear from people over 50, and it's one of the most overlooked indicators of liver stress. You sleep 7, 8, sometimes 9 hours, and you wake up tired. By 2 in the afternoon, you're fighting to keep your eyes open. You've tried better sleep hygiene, you've tried cutting out caffeine, you've talked to your doctor about it, and you've been told your thyroid is fine, your iron is fine, everything is normal. Here's what your doctor may not have checked: your liver's ability to produce energy. When the liver is congested with fat or overloaded with toxins, it struggles to convert nutrients into usable fuel. Specifically, it becomes less efficient at producing and regulating glycogen, your body's stored form of glucose. At night, when your blood sugar naturally drops, a healthy liver releases glycogen to keep your brain and body powered. A stressed liver can't do this efficiently. The result is that you wake up depleted, not restored. Furthermore, a compromised liver is less effective at clearing ammonia from the body, a byproduct of protein metabolism. Elevated ammonia levels create a low-grade neurological fogginess that feels like exhaustion even when your body has technically rested. This is not laziness. This is not aging. This is liver biochemistry. Ask yourself these questions about your fatigue. Do you feel most tired in the morning, even after a full night's sleep? Does your energy dip severely between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. daily? Do you feel physically heavy, not just sleepy? Has this fatigue been present for more than 3 months? Did your energy decline noticeably after age 50 with no clear cause? If you answered yes to 2 or more of these, your fatigue may have a liver component. Keep that in mind as we go through the remaining signs. Warning sign number 2. Belly fat that won't budge no matter what you do. You've cut calories. You've started walking. Maybe you've even given up your favorite foods. And still, the belly fat remains. In fact, it might be getting worse. This is one of the most frustrating experiences for people over 50, and the liver is frequently the missing piece of the puzzle. Here's why. The liver is the primary organ responsible for fat metabolism. It regulates lipid processing, it controls triglyceride levels in the blood, and it plays a central role in how your body decides whether to burn fat or store it. When the liver is fatty or inflamed, it becomes insulin resistant. This means your cells stop responding to insulin properly. Your pancreas pumps out more and more insulin trying to get glucose into cells, and all that excess insulin signals your body to store fat, particularly in the abdominal area. This is not a willpower problem. This is a metabolic problem rooted in liver health. The cruel irony is that abdominal fat itself produces inflammatory chemicals that further damage the liver, creating a self-reinforcing cycle. More liver fat leads to more insulin resistance, which leads to more abdominal fat, which leads to more liver inflammation. Breaking this cycle is not about eating less. It's about supporting the liver specifically, and we'll cover exactly how to do that in Section 6. Warning signs number 3 and number 4. Skin and eye changes. Digestive chaos. Warning sign number 3. Changes in your skin, your eyes, and itching you can't explain. Your skin is often called the body's largest organ, but what many people don't realize is that it is also a direct reflection of liver health. When the liver is struggling, it shows up on your skin, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. And after 50, these changes are far too often written off as just normal aging skin. Warning sign number 2. Belly fat that won't budge no matter what you do. You've cut calories. You've started walking. Maybe you've even given up your favorite foods. And still, the belly fat remains. In fact, it might be getting worse. This is one of the most frustrating experiences for people over 50, and the liver is frequently the missing piece of the puzzle. Here's why. The liver is the primary organ responsible for fat metabolism. It regulates lipid processing, it controls triglyceride levels in the blood, and it plays a central role in how your body decides whether to burn fat or store it. When the liver is fatty or inflamed, it becomes insulin resistant. This means your cells stop responding to insulin properly. Your pancreas pumps out more and more insulin trying to get glucose into cells, and all that excess insulin signals your body to store fat, particularly in the abdominal area. This is not a willpower problem. This is a metabolic problem rooted in liver health. The cruel irony is that abdominal fat itself produces inflammatory chemicals that further damage the liver, creating a self-reinforcing cycle. More liver fat leads to more insulin resistance, which leads to more abdominal fat, which leads to more liver inflammation. Breaking this cycle is not about eating less. It's about supporting the liver specifically, and we'll cover exactly how to do that in Section 6. Warning signs number 3 and number 4. Skin and eye changes, digestive chaos. Warning sign number 3. Changes in your skin, your eyes, and itching you can't explain. Your skin is often called the body's largest organ, but what many people don't realize is that it is also a direct reflection of liver health. When the liver is struggling, it shows up on your skin, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. And after 50, these changes are far too often written off as just normal aging skin. One of the first things to look for is a yellowing of the whites of your eyes, a condition called jaundice. In its mild form, it's easy to miss. You might notice it in a photograph, or someone close to you might point it out. Jaundice happens when the liver fails to properly process bilirubin, a yellow pigment that's a byproduct of red blood cell breakdown. A healthy liver filters bilirubin out of the blood and excretes it. A struggling liver lets it build up. Even a subtle yellowish tinge in the whites of your eyes is a significant warning sign that should never be ignored. The second skin sign is persistent itching, pruritus, particularly on the arms, legs, and torso, that has no visible rash or obvious cause. When the liver's bile ducts become congested or inflamed, bile acids can accumulate in the bloodstream and deposit in the skin, triggering an intense, relentless itch. People describe it as a deep, crawling sensation that no amount of scratching satisfies. If you have this, and you've been treating it as a skin condition, please revisit this with your doctor in the context of liver function. Third, watch for new, dark patches or spots on the skin, particularly on the hands and forearms, that appear suddenly and multiply. While age spots are common after 50, a rapid increase in pigmented spots, or spots that appear alongside other signs on this list, can indicate the liver's reduced ability to process estrogen and other hormones, leading to skin pigmentation changes. Warning sign number 4. Digestive chaos, bloating, nausea, and intolerance to fatty foods. Have you noticed that certain foods you used to enjoy without any issue are now making you feel sick? Do you feel bloated almost every day? Do you experience nausea in the morning even without having eaten? Does eating a rich or fatty meal leave you feeling awful for hours? These are not random digestive quirks. These are signs of impaired bile production and release. Bile is produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. It is absolutely essential for the digestion and absorption of dietary fats and fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. When the liver is congested or inflamed, bile production slows and the quality of bile changes. Fat digestion becomes incomplete. You'll notice this as bloating after meals, a sensation of fullness that won't go away, loose stools or floating stools, a sign that fat isn't being absorbed, and sometimes nausea or a dull ache under the right ribs. The liver also directly communicates with the gut through what scientists now call the gut-liver axis. An inflamed or dysfunctional liver promotes inflammation in the gut lining, which can disrupt your microbiome, the community of beneficial bacteria that supports everything from immunity to mood to nutrient absorption. This is why people with liver issues so often report that their digestion just isn't right. Because it isn't. The liver is the root cause, and no probiotic or digestive enzyme will fully resolve it until the liver is addressed. Warning sign number 5. The hidden one that doctors miss most. Warning sign number 5. Brain fog, memory lapses, and mood changes. And here's why your liver is causing them. Of all 5 warning signs, this is the one that surprises people the most. And it's the one that is most frequently misattributed to stress, to depression, to early cognitive decline, to simply getting older. But there is a deeply biochemical reason why liver dysfunction directly impairs your brain function, and once you understand it, you'll never think about brain fog the same way again. The liver has one of the most critical jobs in protecting the brain. It filters out ammonia. Every time your body breaks down protein, from the food you eat or from natural cell turnover, ammonia is produced as a byproduct. In a healthy body, the liver converts ammonia into urea, which is then safely excreted through the kidneys. But when the liver is sluggish or damaged, this conversion becomes inefficient. Ammonia levels rise in the blood, and ammonia crosses the blood-brain barrier. When ammonia reaches the brain, it interferes with neurotransmitter production, disrupts the function of astrocytes, the brain's support cells, and creates a state of low-grade neurological inflammation. The result is what many people describe as brain fog, difficulty concentrating, slowed thinking, word retrieval problems, short-term memory lapses, feeling mentally heavy or underwater. In severe liver disease, this condition is called hepatic encephalopathy. But in milder liver dysfunction, it presents as the kind of cognitive symptoms so many people over 50 are silently struggling with and chalking up to age. The 5 brain signs linked to liver dysfunction. Difficulty finding the right words mid-sentence. Forgetting things you just did or just read. Feeling mentally sluggish, especially in the morning. Increased anxiety, irritability, or low mood without clear cause. Difficulty concentrating during tasks you used to handle easily. But brain fog is not the only mood-related symptom connected to liver health. The liver is the primary organ responsible for metabolizing estrogen, cortisol, and other hormones. When the liver isn't clearing these hormones efficiently, they accumulate, and the effects on mood and emotional well-being can be significant. Elevated circulating estrogen in men over 50 contributes to depression, reduced motivation, and fatigue. Impaired cortisol clearance leads to a chronically elevated stress response, anxiety, irritability, poor sleep, and what some people describe as a constant, low-level dread that they can't explain. These are not psychological problems. These are biochemical problems with a clear root cause. And the root cause in so many cases is liver health. This is why the same people who describe feeling mentally off are often the same people experiencing fatigue, bloating, belly fat, and skin changes. It's not 5 unrelated problems. It's one organ sending distress signals through 5 different channels of your body. So now you've heard all 5 warning signs. And if even 2 or 3 of them resonate with you, I want you to take a deep breath because what comes next is the most important part of this entire video. What can you actually do about it? The Liver Rescue Plan, what to do starting today. Here's the good news that I promised you at the start of this video. The liver is the only organ in the human body that can fully regenerate itself. Given the right support, a liver that has been struggling for years can begin to heal within weeks. Not months, weeks. This is not wishful thinking. This is established hepatology. Studies have shown that lifestyle interventions alone, no surgery, no prescription medication can reverse fatty liver disease in a measurable, clinically significant way in as little as 8 to 12 weeks. So what does liver support actually look like in practical terms? Let me walk you through the core principles. And I want you to think of this not as a detox or a cleanse, but as a targeted nutritional strategy that works with your liver's biology. Step 1. Reduce the liver's toxic burden immediately. This means eliminating or dramatically reducing 4 things: alcohol, processed sugar, refined vegetable oils, canola, soybean, corn oil, and unnecessary medications wherever your doctor permits. Each of these 4 substances requires significant liver processing and contributes directly to fat accumulation and inflammation in hepatic tissue. You don't have to be perfect. Even a 50% reduction in these 4 categories creates meaningful relief for a stressed liver. Step 2. Eat for bile production. The liver needs specific nutrients to produce high-quality bile. These include choline, found in eggs, liver, and sunflower seeds. Taurine, found in meat, fish, and shellfish. And bitter compounds found in foods like artichoke, dandelion greens, and radicchio. Start every meal with something bitter: a small salad of arugula, a cup of dandelion tea, a squeeze of lemon water. Bitter compounds are one of the most powerful, underused tools for liver and digestive health available in any grocery store. Step 3. Support liver detoxification pathways with cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, and cabbage contain compounds called glucosinolates, which are converted in the body to sulforaphane, one of the most potent natural activators of the liver's phase 2 detoxification enzymes. These enzymes are responsible for binding and excreting toxins, excess hormones, and metabolic waste. Aim for 1 to 2 servings of cruciferous vegetables every single day. If you experience bloating with these foods initially, lightly steam them and increase the amount gradually. Step 4. Incorporate evidence-based liver herbs and nutrients. The most well-studied is milk thistle, specifically its active compound silymarin, which has been shown in multiple clinical trials to reduce liver enzyme levels, decrease liver inflammation, and support hepatic cell regeneration. Turmeric and its active compound curcumin have powerful anti-inflammatory effects that directly benefit the liver. NAC, N-acetylcysteine, supports the production of glutathione, the liver's master antioxidant. And vitamin E, found in sunflower seeds, almonds, and avocado, has been shown in studies to reduce liver fat in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Step 5. Move after every meal. This is one of the simplest, most effective, and most underutilized liver interventions available. A 15-minute walk after eating significantly reduces post-meal blood sugar spikes and the corresponding insulin surge, directly reducing the liver's fat storage signal. You don't need a gym. You don't need special equipment. You need 15 minutes and a pair of walking shoes. Do this after lunch and after dinner, every day, for the next 4 weeks. And watch what happens to your energy, your digestion, and your belly circumference. Your 7-day liver reset. Daily checklist. Start day with warm lemon water, supports bile flow. Eat 1 bitter food per meal, arugula, dandelion, radicchio. 1 to 2 servings cruciferous vegetables daily. Eliminate alcohol and refined sugar for 7 days. Walk 15 minutes after lunch and dinner. Take milk thistle extract with breakfast. Hydrate with 8 to 10 glasses of filtered water. This is your starting point. Not a perfection plan. A direction. Any step you take toward these 5 principles is a step toward a healthier, more functional liver. And a healthier liver means more energy, clearer thinking, easier weight management, better digestion, and healthier skin. Every single symptom we discussed today has the potential to improve, significantly, when you give your liver what it needs. Let's bring this all together. In the last 15 minutes, we've covered a lot of ground, and I hope you're walking away with something more valuable than just information. I hope you're walking away with a new lens through which to understand your own body. The 5 warning signs your liver is crying for help after 50 are: unexplained fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, stubborn belly fat that resists diet and exercise, skin and eye changes including yellowing, dark spots, and unexplained itching, digestive problems including bloating, nausea, and fat intolerance. And finally, the hidden sign most people never connect to their liver: brain fog, memory lapses, and mood changes driven by impaired hormone clearance and ammonia accumulation. If you recognized yourself in any of these signs, the most important thing I want you to take away is this: you are not simply getting older. Your liver is asking for help. And it has an extraordinary capacity to heal, if you respond to the call. I want you to do 3 things right now. First, share this video with someone you love who is over 50. They may be living with these signs right now and have no idea. Second, leave a comment below and tell me, which of these 5 warning signs resonated with you the most? Your comment might help someone else watching realize they're not alone. And third, click the subscribe button so you don't miss our next video, where we're going to go deeper on the specific foods and supplements that have the most clinical evidence behind them for liver regeneration after 50. Your liver has been protecting you silently for over 50 years. It's time to return the favor. Start today, even one small step counts. Begin with a glass of warm lemon water tomorrow morning. Take a walk after dinner tonight. Buy a bunch of broccoli at your next grocery trip. Small, consistent actions compound into extraordinary results. Your liver is resilient. Your body wants to heal. And you now have the knowledge to help it do exactly that. Thank you so much for being here at Senior Nutrition Secrets. And I will see you in the next video.